Hey guys, welcome back to another ARK University video, and I'm going to be showing you how to get geared as a solo player. This video is going to involve a lot of scouting, mostly, and it's going to show some alternate methods of getting loot. And the first thing I'm going to be showing you is how you should start out, like what is the first thing you should do when you spawn in. This is pretty much like perfect for like pretty much any server. And even if you're not playing official, or you're playing, I don't know, MTS, you're playing small tribes, Conquest, ARK, you can make this work, and this is always a great way to start out. So here we're on Crystal Isles. This is the first thing you're going to want to do when you get into the game. As long as your character's leveled, of course. You're going to spawn in the southwest. Once you're in the southwest, you're going to look to get some crystal. You can make your pickaxe or whatever, get that done so you can harvest the crystal. You can actually harvest crystal with the stone pick. People don't know, but you can. If you hit it for long enough, you can get crystal, so you can pretty much come here with nothing. And what you're going to want to do is, since you're in a tropical region, you're going to look for a tropical wyvern. The tropical wyvern is the best one for this purpose. So we're going to head to the volcano area, and the volcano area is where you're going to tame your Arthropleura. This is where I would recommend doing it. So as you can see, there's an Arthropleura right here. And actually, fucking aggroed on us, which is not what I wanted. But what you're going to do is you're going to build a trap. So you don't need bug spray or ghillie for this, as what most people think. You can build this out of wood. Pretty sure you can even build it out of thatch if you're like really poor, or you just don't give a shit. So we're going to do this. We're going to build our trap, and I'm going to show you how this works. So you're going to put down like foundation, put some walls on it. So Arthropleura is coming to ruin our day. Actually, he's kind of pissed. If you could just stop what you're doing, that would be, You know, we can just use this one for the tame, as long as it doesn't break the trap. So you're going to build a 1x1, and you're going to make it 3 tall. You can also bait them into the water, which... Stop. You're going to want to have ramps on whatever side the Arthropleura is going to come through, so... Coming through this side, so we're going to lead him up. You can actually just come around the ramp like this. He should fall right in, and he's in. He might bite it a little bit, but that's okay. He will de-aggro. If you're on something like that can fly, which will be on your crystal wyvern, so you're gonna fly out of render. You're gonna come back, and he will be calm. So he's calm, and we can come back. And with your crystal wyvern, you can actually just pick him up and drop him straight in. You don't need the ramps. He's actually fucking the trap hard, so you can build out of stone if you really want. Just takes a bit longer. So you can see that we can tame him through the wall. This will be really easy. So we've spawned in here, and typically, obviously you wouldn't be spawning in with a mana, but if you follow the steps I'm going to show you, it won't really matter. You'll be almost as fast. Now I'm going to show you a little scouting route. So if we're going from southwest to this spawn southwest 2, we're going to head up to Green Ob, and this is just to check if there's anybody here. We're not really looking for loot, but we'll find stuff like sleeping bags, sometimes boxes. A lot of the time we'll find people uploading, and you can take a shot at them, you know, see if you can get lucky. There's the first spot. So in here, oftentimes you can find boxes. Not very common, but it's possible. Here we're going to check the ob for anybody if they're uploading. Doesn't look like there's anyone here. Just note, people hide in here, so you want to definitely be aware of that. Going to look around in general, just in this area. Now, typically, you're not going to find too many people uploading a green. Green's a fairly safe obelisk to upload if you're looking to upload an obelisk, which I wouldn't recommend in general, but if you really want to, green is a great one to do it at. You can check in this waterfall, sometimes there's stuff. But as for green ob, there's not really a lot of places to hide boxes and stuff, and you typically won't find anything. Here there's a vault on the tree. Now this is kind of random. You could break this open. I have an Arthropleura on me, and I might break this open later, but honestly it's probably not worth your time. But if you were first starting out, I would definitely break open a vault like that. So the first spot is in this cave up here. This is typically where you'll find griffin traps, maybe RG traps, and there's usually not going to be anything in this cave. But you can sometimes find people in here taming shit who are easy kills when you're first starting out, and that can get you some good loot. I'm going to go to the swamp first, because it's closer, and the swamp is probably one of the main spots. This is one of the main areas that I would always check. Always look in the swamp. The swamp is a great place to look on Rag. And what's special about Rag is that there's only one mega tribe that owns a Rag, to my knowledge. And Rag is, in general, just considered a PvP map. But what that means is that small players and smaller groups with good shit can hide stuff here without it being found. But we're going to come in here and we're going to find their shit. This is a really common transmitter spot. People do wood runs in the swamp here with the Theory on a raft. You'll see transmitters here all the time. If you have the Ingram unlocked, you can use that to upload, which I definitely recommend. If you find a transmitter, keep note of them. You can also keep them in mind, so if you see somebody leaving a server, you can go to a transmitter, and if you catch someone out of transmitter, they're not going to expect it at all. Over here is a decent spot to find some stuff. Sometimes you can find like vaults or like little fucking bases over back here. A lot of the time you're going to look for rafts. This is where you'll see a lot of rafts. Little raft bases. Sometimes with turrets. And a lot of the time, if there's going to be any base in the swamp, it's going to be in here. Like all among these trees and stuff. So you're going to look probably back here, where this little Shrek house is, and this is where most of the bases you'll find in the swamp are going to be. Another spot in the canyons we're going to look. Always check in this little thing. Now, I wouldn't fly through this waterfall, because sometimes there's turrets. Very rarely is there ever turrets, but occasionally you can find the odd turret with a little base in here. Now, the special about this place is if you look up, there's a lot of room up there. I've seen a lot of bases with cliff platforms up in this region, and you can find some crazy stuff if you just look up here. So I would always do that. Always remember to look there. It looks like there is something in there, so we're going to go check out what's inside this cave. I'd put a sleeping bag before you go down in this cave. It's typically what I would do, but I have a shield and I'm wearing pretty good armor, so I don't think I'm going to get shredded if there's any turrets in here. If you have a shield, block before you walk in here. So you can see there's some cooking pots, probably someone doing event stuff. Sort of recent. Let's just see what's in there. Alright, yeah, so he's making custom food, which is kind of interesting. This is a little cave in here. It's very small, not a lot of room. He hasn't been here in a while. You would obviously, like, I'm just going to break them quicker, but there's nothing in here. But this is a good spot to check. I've definitely found a lot of bases in here. There are like 3 different levels where you could hide loot. Here's another spot right here. This waterfall, cliff platforms, all the time. I find them right here, cliff platform. You can't see it from outside, and it makes a decent hiding spot, and you can find some good shit in there. I found one there yesterday, actually. So down here is another spot. You find turrets there a lot of the time. But this next, you can sometimes look down here. There's sometimes a base down there, but not usually. And here's another spot. You want to be careful here. Sometimes there's turrets. This up here in the waterfall, the top level right there. Half down here. Let me just get my jumps back. So I'll go down here, and then I'm going to fall. There's no raft here today, but you can find cliff platforms, rafts, and vaults down there. I found a vault there yesterday. It had an owl in it, so definitely check that. Here's Triple Waterfall. Now, if there's a base in here, you're probably not going to be able to raid it, but you can look in here for yeah, as you can see, there was a pretty big base in here not too long ago. There's actually a transmitter in here, which is great, because we can use a transmitter to leave the server safely. So I will note where this is, and I'm going to upload here when I leave, because it's much safer than going to any other spot on the map. And right here, this is how you scout Dark Cave. And I don't think this covers the whole cave, but it's pretty damn accurate, and it's kind of a waste of time to run through the whole cave. But if you just clip your thing through the cave, you can see almost everything underneath. It'd be nice if there was like a vault or a transmitter to kind of prove my point, but you can look through this wall on the side and look down, and you can see all the tames down. You can see all the dinos down there, which kind of proves that you can see anything. You can see vaults. You can see any players. I've literally watched a raid happen through the floor from up here, so you can see a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of good loot from just looking through the floor here. Always do that. Never forget to do that. We're gonna look in though, and this is a lava cave. So lava cave is pretty cool. There's a fucking ghost mantis over there. All right, lava cave is, if there is a base in here, you're also probably not gonna be able to raid it because it's gonna be too big. But lava cave is like a common spot for like people to build large bases. Now it's not really that great of a spot in general, but definitely check if you're gonna scout. I'd always look. So we're coming up on a region where I love to look for boxes. So the Highlands is a really common spawn for people to like start out, right? So you'll see we're probably gonna find a box here, and I hope we fucking do, because if we don't, I'm gonna be disappointed. But there is almost always, no matter the server, gonna be a box in the water along this coast all the way around. And it helps if you have the same water as me, but you can use the hard, like super hard iron I have in my other video, and it makes the surface of the water like completely clear, so it's like totally invisible, which would be even better than what I have. So if you just want to use that, that'll help out a lot. You can also use other ionize and like swim through the water, but I like to go above it. So if we look along here, you'll see trilobites and stuff. Nothing interesting yet, but we might be able to find a box in a sec here. Now if you're starting out and you don't really have any C4, or you haven't tamed an Arthropleura yet, you can look along the edge, and you can do this with like a PT or a Wyvern. You can even do it on foot. Okay, there's a box here. Now this isn't really not like the kind of box I would be looking for. Obviously it has nothing in it. Here's the kind of box I'm looking for. As I was saying, there's a box right here in the water. It's a large box. It's a little bit close to the shore, so I don't expect there to be really anything in it. We're gonna go down here. It's been rendered not too long ago. I can always just look inside it, but I like breaking them. So we're gonna open it up. Yeah, it's just garbage, but you can find a lot of good stuff in boxes just off the shore in the water. People hide stuff temporarily, thinking that's not going to get found, and you can come in and find it. So there's two caves here. Now, by the way, if you ever find a mana, don't fucking do what I just did. Don't use your breath attack on like PvE shit. Oh, a transmitter in here. This is a first, actually. I've never found a transmitter in here before, but there, that proves my point. This is always worth checking. So there's a transmitter here. Good to know. Another place we could potentially upload. There's nothing in it, but you could definitely use it. Let's note the tribe name. Monkeys. Okay. They haven't been here in a long time. So in the water here, find boxes in that corner, and that corner. It's fairly common. Not sure why, but people just put boxes there. I ain't gonna complain. Oh, we can actually see the transmitter beam through the fucking wall, so if you want to check in here, you're not gonna ever find any boxes in here, but you can sometimes find hidden tames. Like people hide their hello? Alright, you can hide tames in here, like, you can hide, like, your body in here. People do that stuff. Definitely worth looking. You can do this to sort of see. There's nothing in here. But if you're really desperate for loot, you can always check inside something like this. There's another little cave up here. You can't actually build in this cave, you can only go inside it. Wyvern boys, okay. Can always look inside this cave right here. There's a rock to break to get in. Actually, I'm pretty sure you don't have to break it. You can just go in normally. There's a little cave in here. You can't break, or you can't build in here, but you can hide stuff in there. Like a tame, or you can like log off in there. I don't always check it. Like, it's something I'll check really early on, and once I have enough stuff where I'm confident I don't really need anything that would be hidden in there, I don't bother looking anymore. You can look at 1x1s around the map, so little 1x1s are always nice to blow open if you have the time. Now this is just like a shitty stone 1x1. It's not been rendered in a while, so it's not really worth looking in. But if I were starting off, I'd probably break that. Now over here in this waterfall, I think we're going to find a box right here. Yep, there's a box. And it's probably not going to have much in it, but we're going to take a look. So it's just some hide. It's really nothing good. Now you'll notice that a lot of the boxes I find are they're not anything good. So it's mostly like trial and error. So you're going to go to like one server and you're going to find nothing, and then you're going to go to another server and you're going to find a lot of shit. And I think there's a guy's tame here. Some Bob's tame hidden in a bush. And there's a box here too, so actually, hopefully his tame isn't... It is on neutral. Alright, we're just gonna lead it away. I don't want to be a dick. Is it on passive flee? Okay, it seems to be on passive flee, so it's running away. We're gonna look in this bag here. It's just some oil and stuff. It's nothing. Oh, there's actually a campfire. Okay. So there's just a little bit of stuff right there. This region right here, this little like line of redwood is for some reason a really common spot to hide loot. Like boxes, vaults, and little bases. I would always check along here. Like I still check along here. It's just a nice spot to look. You can even come down here and look in the water, and you can look on this region in general, and you might find a base. Probably not going to be anything too good in it, but just take anything you can get, to be honest. So we're going to continue going lap around this region, because there's another spot over there I want to look. What the hell? Alright, so there's like a bob here. Now, if I were first starting out, I'd probably land here and just, you know, check what this bob's got. So he's right, the bob's right here. We're just going to look at him. He's very oblivious. He doesn't even see us. Probably doesn't even have his game sound on. He's trying to talk to us, but we can't hear him. He's like, he's just got a lot of horses. This is the kind of bob you don't want to be. I'm just going to tell you this. If you do stuff like this, tame a bunch of horses, and, you know, like build your little thing out here in the Highlands, you're just not going to see much success in the game, because what are you going to do with horses, you know? You're going to, what, get berries to tame something that's probably going to die anyway, so... And this is just not the approach you want to make when starting out the game. So this is actually great. I'm glad I found this. This is perfect example of someone doing something completely wrong. Now, this guy obviously probably just started the game, and, you know, he's trying to get some metal and stuff. We're just going to throw him a pickaxe. Hopefully he'll like that pickaxe, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to continue. So this is just like... That's an example of something you don't want to do. Don't ever do that kind of stuff. You're just not going to get anywhere in this game if you do that. You'll learn... Oh, there actually was a box in here. I did not see that before. Okay, so there is a box here. We're going to break it. I can't see if there's anything in it. We're going to actually de-render it to see if there's anything in it. Yeah, I still can't see. I don't see anything. I'm pretty sure that was empty. Yeah, it was empty. Alright. So we're going to continue along here. So in the water, you're going to look at the top of these hexagons. There's going to be boxes there all the time. It can be anywhere from like really shallow to super, super deep. I found boxes and vaults. And a lot of the time they have good shit in them, so don't ever pass this up. This is another spot I'd always remember to check. So hopefully we can actually find a box here to show you. But it doesn't look like we're going to. Oh, actually, I ran out of stam. Fucking Bob. Alright, but this sort of just is an example of some places you can look. So we're going to look inside this cave. This is a spot I check, but there's typically not going to be anything in here, but I'd always recommend looking. Because there can be stuff here, especially on the bottom, and like up on these rocks, you can find like 1x1s and stuff, which might be worth breaking open. Go along here, sometimes you find boxes out here in the water. We're going to be careful upon approaching red. Now red, any obelisk, when approaching any obelisk, be careful. Don't approach it from the angle where the average... Oh, there actually is a guy here. So there's a little dude on a PT here. I don't think we're going to kill him, but he's just flying around. He looks naked. We're going to leave him be. We're actually going to spyglass him. That's why I like having spyglass. A lot of people don't bring them. That's the same guy. That's the same tribe that was in the Highlands. So there's some confirmation that that's a bob. I always fly up and de-render everything because it makes it a little bit easier to see if there's anyone hiding here. And it doesn't look like there's anyone here, so we should be alright. Check around the obelisk for boxes. Red obelisk likes to have a lot of boxes, I've seen. So, I don't see anything here. Sometimes I'd also check the terminal and just check timer. There's a bag here, so we're going to find out what this bag is. Kamehameha level 241. It's got sulfur in it, so whatever this guy was using, it was killing wyverns. But he's gone now, so we don't have to worry. Just keep in mind, though, good to check that sort of stuff. Check bags, check all that stuff. It's important to see. We're going to go along the river, and We're gonna check here, and then the back of this corner right here, there's can sometimes be a raft or a box. Doesn't look like we see anything here. So there's nothing here. Also, I would look up on this little pillar right here. You can find boxes here, all sort of stuff. Now that you can learn other maps and scout other maps as well, but just gonna prove to you that you don't have to do it on different maps. You can literally know one map and just do it on one map, and you will see quite a good amount of success if you do that. What the hell? Okay, so we're gonna go up here. There's a few spots in the Redwoods I'd like to check. The Redwoods is kind of a spot that's kind of hard to like look thoroughly. So under here, sometimes you can find stuff underneath. And then over here, there's another little waterfall. You can de-render it with low view distance, and you can check if there's anything in it. Just makes it a little bit quicker. There is nothing in it. You can actually go in that cave right here, this artifact cave, and you can look. But there's almost always nothing in there. Though if there is someone in there, it's probably going to be a Bob. And, you know, if you're first starting out, raiding a Bob is... There's nothing wrong with raiding a Bob when you're first starting out, because you are a Bob as well, so... Kind of keep moving down this river. There's another spot over here. This is a really small spot, and sometimes you can find a base in here or like a box. There doesn't look like there is one, but I would always look there. We can go look here in this water. Doesn't seem to be anything here. I've found bases in this spot before. Pretty sure it's in a video, actually. This is another spot we're going to check. This is like the Crystal Cave, sort of like Waterfall Cave in the desert. Found a lot of bases here. Also, remember to check behind this little thing. Could be a little thing down here. There's also a crack down here. There's a lot of little like cracks in the desert you can look in. Like just a little ravine thing down here you can bother looking in if you really want to. I don't usually see bases in here or even check here, to be honest with you, but I have found stuff here before when I have checked, so worth noting. Definitely worth looking at if you really want to get loot and you're not finding anything. So up here, if you see where we are, up here, move down to this little thing. There's going to be a little ledge in here. You can find people who hide loot in there as well. I can actually find some pretty decent sized bases in there that are really easy to raid and actually will have some pretty good loot. So we're moving up on another spot here, like in here. You could find vaults. You could find boxes and stuff, and over there as well. Actually, I'm going to go over there. Hold on. Right in here, there's a rock. You can build behind here. So you can bust out that rock, but you know, if the rock's here, there's probably no one built behind there. Sometimes this one doesn't spawn, but usually it's here, so hopefully it will be here for the video. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so this is just a red drop, and I wouldn't take them unless there's really some good shit in it. Did I actually just damage that? Come on. I'm just gonna freeze them. So you look in here, you might find some good stuff for your for yourself, but I'd leave them. If there's nothing in there, leave them. Because if you come back and it's gone, you'll know that there's someone around. And if you leave them, you can go back and check them later to see if someone's like uploading there. Desert drops are a really safe spot to upload typically, but you know, you can also be on top of that by checking them a lot of the time, and you can find people there. I've definitely found a few people uploading there and killed them. Here's the next cave. This is a crystal cave. You can either find massive bases in here. Honestly, I found all sorts of shit in here. You can find transmitters, big bases, small bases, just random tames that are like just left in here, like a mana with a cap saddle or something that you can just kill on passive. Lots and lots of stuff can be in here. I've literally built a raft out here, and it lived for a long fucking time. Now, this is when I was like a Bob, so I would never recommend doing that, but, you know, it lasted a good while, so it's just to show that this is actually a decent spot to find some people who have tames that you can steal when you're starting out, that can prove useful. You can actually trade them. You can trade the tames you don't need for other things that you do need, even if it's like one thing's worth more and the stuff you're offering is worth less. Or the stuff you're offering is technically worth more, but it's meaningless to you because you can't use it. Like, let's say you find like I found in one of my videos, I found a cloning chamber, Now that's so useless to me. It's valuable, but it's not useful to me, so I traded it away. So we're gonna go up here. Now this is a big spot. This is like super important. Rafts are always around here. You can look in this crack. People love to put rafts in that crack. Now, if you move out to the very corner, you can sometimes find rafts in the corner for some reason. People are like, yeah, if I put it in the corner, it's hidden. Sorry, but it's really not hidden. It's only hidden unless someone finds it. That's what I like to say. It's hidden until someone finds it. So until someone looks, right? Because this stuff is like people are just too lazy to look, you know? Like big tribes are not gonna go out here and look at this shit. They're not gonna go out here because there's not gonna be a big base here. But little guys, you can go out here and you can look and you can find stuff. It's quite good. Down here, and to this little island with the bridge. We should call this like Bridge Island. I don't know. It's just a small little island here. This is a spot, for some reason, people love hiding vaults right here. Right here. I don't know why. But look out here, just if you come to this island, just look. You can find vaults. There's actually no rocks here. Note that the rocks do spawn right here that block the entrance. So there might be a raft. We're actually going to look inside. I don't think there is a raft, but worth checking for rafts in there. It's probably because this is built on top, so it's preventing the spawns, but that guy hasn't rendered that in a long time. I'm pretty sure we already seen this tribe, I just can't tell. Checking Mushroom Cave won't be possible for you, most likely, but... And honestly, it's not even a big deal, because if there is a base down there, it's probably going to be too big for you to raid. And I don't usually find stuff down there anyway, so it's not like a big deal that you can't go down there. And if you really, really want to, you could just tame like an Ichthy and go down there, but it's kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. So go along the coast in the southwest. You can find rafts. This is also a good spot to tame an Arthropleura because it's not that hot here, and there's a ton of Arthropleuras. Well, not a ton. There's a few. But, you know, it doesn't really matter what level you get as long as you can break a vault. I'm not super picky about the ones I get. You can tame a 150 if you want your vault breaking to be faster, but if you're prone to dying a lot, just tame a level 15 or something. So it won't matter too much if it dies. Low activity area. No one ever really comes out here. There's no reason to come out here. There's an oil pump over here that you might be able to find. Check the tribe name on it. Could give you some useful info. Over here, there is a transmitter for some reason. Right here? Weird. It's kind of weird. They were here not too long ago. So this is interesting. Is it actually the same guys? Yeah, it's the same guys. Look, they've got some custom... See, yeah, if I found this and I were solo right now, like, I would be pretty happy about that. Like, that's pretty nice. And there's a 1x1 here. There actually looks to be a box in there. So we're gonna... For the example, I'm going to show what happens when you find something that you want to break. There's actually a dude in there, look. What the fuck? Alright. So there's nothing in there, but... Just chuck your Arthropleura out, wait for the cryo sickness. Where did my food go? I didn't bring food. Well... This works out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we saw this recipe for this food in the Beaver Cave, did we not? See, we're making connections. It could prove useful. Not to me right now, but if I were soloing, I'd keep that in mind. So we're just going to bust down this thing. C4 is expensive when you're, like, solo. There's no point of actually crafting it, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever crafted C4, ever, when I'm solo. There's no point. So this is broken now. You just destroy the whole thing. Or just the ceiling. I'll just break the ceiling. I'm actually stuck on it. Getting a bit of lag from the dust cloud. And always make sure that you're aware of what's going on around you when you're doing this stuff, because you're very vulnerable. And there's actually a dude in flak right here, so there's actually a flak guy asleep, and it might be good flak. Hey, it is good flak. So look, we found Wang Wang, dude. We found some Wang Wang. Actually, no, it's probably not Wang Wang. But it's just a guy with a bunch of flak right here hidden in the thing. And look, We actually found a tame. An owl, and we found a lightning wyvern. So I'm actually so fucking happy that I found some shit in this video to actually show off that I did find some loot. So there's some armor here. You definitely want to take this. And this is super awesome. So this is why you break open like fucking everything you find. You break open everything you find and you'll find good shit. This is literally the first server. The first server. And to prove to you that this is like real, I'm gonna leave this shit here. This is server 384. So this stuff will still be here. This dude might still be sleeping here by the time this video comes out. So this transmitter will probably still be here. So just remember. Yeah, so I'm glad I found that. That's actually an awesome example. So we're gonna keep going down, and we're gonna finish up the scouting. Rafts, people taming shit. I don't know why, but I always see people taming stuff out here. I'm not sure why though. Like people love to tame stuff here. This is just weird. So you can go down here in the water. You can take a little look if you really want to. I don't think I've ever found anything deep down here, but you know, what can I say? So we're gonna move around here. Gonna look around these islands a little bit more, just to be thorough. Because remember, I told you the Southwest Islands is a low traffic area, and it is. But if I didn't check it, because I just didn't think that there'd be anything there, I wouldn't have found this owl. And by no means is this an amazing owl. This is... Actually, it's really not that bad. You can't be soaking with it, but you could use it to tame shit. You could use it to tame a Quetzal. You could use it to do whatever the fuck you want with it. Could heal... If you tame a soaker, if you were going more like a slower route, you could tame a soaker and use it to heal. An owl is very helpful. It's got a decent amount of stam. Very good. And the wyvern here would be very, very nice. You'd be very happy about a wyvern. Because you can use that for a lot of things. In fact, you could actually PvP with that and get kills. So if you found that, you'd be pretty much set up. You have a set of armor, you can function, and you'd be good. So we're going to look down here. You can, if you're on obviously a smaller tame, you can fly through there and look. There's typically never anything in there, though. But it doesn't mean don't check. That doesn't mean don't check. You can find rafts under here sometimes. So here we're moving up on a little spot where you can find a lot of rafts hidden. I've actually found people raising tames in this spot for some reason. So yeah, you can break these rocks and you can go in there and hide a raft. You can't build in there, but you can hide a raft. And there's actually a mana right there. Do you guys see that? There's a little mana guy right there. So we're actually going to chuck out our Microraptor. I don't think he saw us. We'll check out our Microraptor. We're gonna head on up there. I don't know what kind of saddle this is. It's not even a cap saddle, so we're not gonna win a freeze battle. But you know, maybe we can catch him if he's off. Catch him off guard. Let's see if I can track him down. This is perfect, actually. Finding it, guys. So I'm gonna explain like my thought process and how I'm tracking him. So he was heading in this direction. He didn't look like he was going straight for blue ob or for green ob, but chances are he will hit green ob. I'm almost positive he's going to hit green ob. Because if he's going in this direction, I can't really see any other reason. Timer's about to pop. Timer's about to pop. We checked on that transmitter. It was like 2 minutes. It might have already popped, to be honest. I'm not sure. But we're going to move up. Now we're going to get Stam. If he's here, I want to beat him here. I want to beat him to this. But he probably is going to be here before me. So he's actually not. He's actually not here. So I'm gonna set up a little trap. Gonna see if he comes back. See if we predicted him properly. And if we did, if we predicted him, then he's gonna come and he's gonna land on green ob. Deer under it. There's actually, what the fuck? There's actually a massive box in the water here. Kind of whack. The door's actually open. I'm glad, because I really don't want to blow into something like this. It's kind of just random. We're going to swim in here. There's actually a vault. And it's unpin-coded. There's a bunch of metal in there. You might like that kind of metal, but when I'm solo, I don't typically take resources. I just craft stuff in the base that I raid. because it weighs less, and you know, that's what you're gonna use your metal for anyway. Okay, there's actually a fucking massive base. Okay, this is a first for me, honestly. I've never seen anything this big in this fucking jungle here, but yeah, you always want to check in this region because you can find boxes and vaults and stuff. So we're gonna go to one of the last spots, which is over here, down in this cave. So take the big entrance here. Be careful. Sometimes there's turrets, so just peek around. Go through the back here. There's like a little hole that back there. There's also 2 hidden spots in this place. Always check. So right back here. Look, there's actually a foundation in there. Nothing under it. But there's a little pocket back there. I'm actually going to check the tribe just because I'm curious. Actually, fuck it. It's taking too long. I'm not going to bother. So up here as well is the last spot. Nothing up there. But, you know, if you find a base in there, look up in those spots. You'll find tames hidden. There's another spot over here behind the waterfall. Not very common. Pretty much never see anything there. But good to keep in mind. We're going to move down here. In this little cave right here with the water in it. You can find this stuff up here in this little area, and then you can find stuff, whoops, you can find stuff down here in this little crack. Now we're going to move down into the this waterfall, actually. So this is another spot I would always look. Be very, very careful when flying in here, actually. You might want to walk in on foot, because there's some weird people who build turrets in this place. I don't know why, but, you know, they think it's a good spot to build. Check up here in these bones. You can find boxes up there. And remember to check back here. So that's pretty much Viking Bay. There's really no other spot. There's a little hole over there, but there's pretty much nothing ever in there. You can also check down here in this thing. You find transmitters in here often. Actually, thinking about that mana guy now, he might have gone towards the transmitter out in the desert. So after I finish scouting, which shouldn't take too much longer, we're going to go over there and just see if he's over there. Maybe he knows about that transmitter. Check in this here. This is not really a spot where you'll find a lot of loot, really. So there's a little hole in here. I found lots of stuff here. Ooh. There's a dead parasaur over there. So this is a good example of the stuff you should keep in mind when scouting. So there's a dead parasaur over there. That's kind of weird, because parasaurs can't fight back. And it's dead, not harvested. So what the fuck killed it? Probably another player. Or maybe it was me, actually. Maybe I killed it and I'm just fucking stupid. I don't know. But that's a good sign that there's actually a player around. So we want to keep in mind that fact. And we're going to go to Blue Ob here. And there's a chance that there's a guy here. So we're coming back and we actually see a zombie wyvern over there. So I don't know if you just saw that, but there is a guy on a zombie wyvern right here. So he is flying this way. Actually gonna see if we can catch him landing. He's probably gonna fuck with this Bob shit. He didn't. So we're gonna keep going back down this beach. This is the direction that he went. There he is. Look at that. He doesn't know we're here. We're tailing him, but we're not attacking him right away. There's the Mena. They might be together, so we're going to see what's happening. No, it looks like he's frost breathing him, so they're fighting. That guy ruined my stealth, unfortunately, so I can't show a good example of that, but I actually look the exact same as him, so that's kind of interesting. Alright. We're gonna go see what's going on over here. I assume it's just the zombie wyverns flying up and yeah, I can't do anything about it and he's just leaving. Or maybe he's OP, I don't know. He actually cryopotted. Now note, this guy is wearing a wingsuit. This is very important to see. He's wearing a wingsuit. He's going by himself. He's dead. And we got the mana. Note what happened in that fight. So we saw that guy. As soon as I saw he's wearing a wingsuit, I went in on him. And he's dead. PT, mana, Procoptodon. Cool. So he's dead. We're a little bit slow now. He called me a lucky bitch, but unfortunately it had nothing to do with luck and just my good planning. So we have his other buddy over here, who I'm going to have to try and kill, because I saw he has a zombie wyvern. He's actually right around here. Just going to run around and knock him out. So we got this guy too. He's dead. And we're going to go ahead and look at his kit. Aside from the zombie wyvern, we're going to see what else we got. Bunch of rockets, that's pretty cool. And Narcnade, we're going to get rid of that. See what kind of riot shield he had, maybe it's better. It's actually a dog shit riot shield. You definitely want to take all of this somehow. You'd probably, I'd throw out the zombie wyvern, get out on that thing, fly away with the shit. Now, see, I didn't even use my tame to kill this guy. This guy just died. You could take this stuff if you would want. Like, I'd take most of this. He's, for some reason, has 30 flamethrower ammo on him, but it's whatever. He's dead. So, leave him. And we're gonna... Actually, I'm gonna camp the spawns for a sec. It's kind of dirty, but make sure they don't spawn back and get their stuff. I'm gonna make sure it despawns. Gonna hit him with a good thank you in chat. And yeah. So that's how that's done. Pretty simple. How the fuck did you jump on me, he says. And calls me a noob. Probably gonna call me an ESPer in a second here. But I explained my thought process, and I'm just showing how predictable people are in this game. We know he's gonna spawn, we come back to the spawn, and we're killing him instantly. We're not gonna let them get their stuff. Now, a lot of that stuff would be very valuable if you were starting out solo, so I would definitely try and keep as much of that as you can. But he's dead now. Literally didn't even see the screen, and you killed me. Well, there you go. That means I did it right. That means I did it right. Actually, there's another bag. Those are probably just their tames, so we're just going to leave that. Make sure they don't get back to their shit. And by the way, I wouldn't recommend sending anything in the chat at all. Yeah, he sees a trash player, so we were very trash in that situation. Very trash. Except he was wearing a wingsuit, so that's why he died. At least foot PvP. See, this is the typical stuff you're going to see in this game, is people who complain when you don't foot PvP them. But you know what? To the MTS arena mains, I tell you, it's a dinosaur game, so just get good. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have practiced with guns and practiced with the actual dinosaurs in the game. But you see, nothing about that had anything to do with luck. It had nothing to do with camping, because I was not camping. I actually came here expecting somebody to be here because of timer, and looks like there was two guys. I followed the zombie wyvern because he was flying too close to the ground, letting me see him, and I tracked him down, and he was right here. And one guy died. The other dude did literally nothing. Pretty sure he didn't even have Z's on him. I don't recall him having Z's in his inventory, and he died. Both preventable deaths. This guy literally just went AFK. I don't know why he decided. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That guy was just decided, you know, I'm gonna go AFK. I'm gonna stand next to this rock and just. My friend just died. I don't care. I'm going AFK. So that's a thing. That's a thing. But yeah, I don't know. The guy just went AFK. Anyway, we got a bunch of shit, so that's pretty cool. A lot of this stuff is too much for me to carry. So I'm gonna drop most of this stuff. Actually, pretty much all of it.